Okay, so let's begin. Hello everyone, I'm Soham from team KatharOS, and this is going to be the demo for our software. So basically right off the bat, I have a USB prepared for this, external USB pen drive, and I've put some random data in it so that we can test recovering the data after we wipe, so that it can be proven that no data is recovered. We'll see about that. So I've put this in this, right? So I'll just launch our application. So this is where you start off in the application. This is the page you land on. So when you scan drives, it basically scans your device for the entire, what kind of drives you have. It kind of lists them down. So you have the type right here. What type is the device connected? You have external USBs, internal SSDs. It detects NVMe SSDs, for example. It gives you the mount status. It gives you the size of the device, the path of where it's connected. So basically this is a very Linux specific path. If you are from Windows, I don't think you'll be very familiar with this. Since our bootable ISO is Linux based, it's a Debian distribution of Linux. It's just going to be Linux paths, but you don't really need to worry about this. All you need to do from the user point of view is be concerned about these things: the size, the type, and the device name. Alright, and if your device is already BitLockered or looks encrypted, then you will see it here. I will also put a demo of cryptographic erase later on. But right now, let's get started with the override. So when you select a drive, you have some kind of recommended methods here. We'll go with random data. So basically what this method will do is write up random data onto your disk or onto your drive and fill it up with it. Here you can choose the amount of passes it's gonna take to fill up the data. Right now we'll go with 1 pass because for this drive you have 8 GB flash drive. Random data, 1 pass is enough. Any more passes would be overkill. So we'll go with this. And to ensure that you have the best UX possible, we have given a bunch of warning prompts, like warning modals, so that you don't accidentally wipe the drive you don't want to wipe. And even here we have done this kind of confirmation based input. So if you do this, you are absolutely sure that you want to wipe this device. There is no coming back from here. So just to make it clear, we have included these kind of precautionary measures in the UX. Going forth, we'll start the wiping basically, and the wiping is initialized. You have 1 pass. As we have configured here, the method is random, and this would basically wipe the whole this. It's right now it's writing random data onto it. Depending on the size of your flash drive, it will definitely take some amount of time. We've calculated that this 8 GB drive takes about 20 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll time lapse this 20 minutes ahead, and I'll see you when the drive has been wiped. Right, and we are back. The data wiping has been completed. It's finished. The data has been overwritten completely. And when that is the case, you'll see the screen. You'll see the complete status. When you click continue, there is a certificate that has been generated. And we have also included the option to mail the certificate to a user, keeping in mind that maybe you want to submit the report to someone, and instead of manually sending the report, we have already done it for you. So I'll send this mail right now, and the certificate should be in my mail in a bit. I'll also demonstrate that. So here we have my Gmail opened up, and the certificate should be here anytime soon. Anyway, so now what we have to do is I'll eject the drive, I'll format it to a FAT32 option so that it can be readable again. And there's a future implementation where we are already including this formatting options to in our software already. So here's the 8 GB drive that we have. I'll format it to FAT32 so that it can be used on all devices, and let's name it ABC, for example. Right, so the device has been formatted, it's ready to be used again. And if we run a recovery software on this, there should be no files recovered at all because we have wiped the data. If we hadn't wiped the data and we had just formatted the device like any person would usually do, then any software, for example the KatharOS software that I'm about to show you now, would have recovered the data very easily. So also here is the mail from our email service, and you can see that the certificate has been attached. So you get your device, the method that was used to wipe the device, the timestamps at which the data was exactly wiped, the duration, the status, and basically here you have a SHA checksum so that your certificate is tamper proof. If any content is changed in the certificate by a third party or someone that has changed it, then the SHA checksum would not match with the original checksum, so that you can verify, okay, this certificate has been tampered with. So we have included that as well, right? Now we'll run KatharOS and we'll see. So basically KatharOS is a recovery software that we're using to try and recover our data, stress test our application. So we'll go with Cruiser Blade, which was our USB, and we'll basically scan the whole partition and we'll start the recovery. This recovery also takes time depending on how large your drive is, what the size is exact, the read times. Now the difference is in between internal HDDs or SSDs and USB drives is that the USB port has the speed limitations. So any reading and writing operations would be limited to the speed that the USB port limits it to. So for example, I think right now I'm using USB 2.0, which is even slower than USB 3.0, so that's why it took so much time to overwrite. If you're using an internal HDD, the speed of the overwriting process would be way more than the speed if you overwrite a USB drive, right? So I'll time lapse this as well. I'll cut it to a part where we have already this recovery process already been done, so I don't waste any of your time, and we'll be back when this has executed fully. And right, so the recovery has been completed, and as you can see, no files were recovered. It shows 0 files saved, and we'll also go to this directory where I've used the recovery. So this is the folder in which the data should have been recovered, and there is nothing at all. So our software has basically wiped the entire drive with random data so that this software cannot detect any data at all. Also, we have included, while testing, we have tested a bunch of softwares to try and recover the data. One particular data recovery software was Minitool, and I'll also try to include the testing from that software. But since I'm on Linux right now, the software is not available for me, so I will include that in a later video. This is all about the software. Basically, the user flow is pretty simple. You scan drives, you select a drive, you confirm the wipe, you select the methods, etc., and then you start the wipe process. Once it has been done, you can mail the certificate, or it already has been stored locally, like you can see here, and that's about it. Your data is wiped. You can give it forward to to sell it to another person, or to give it for recycling, so that you can ensure cyclical flow of resources and basically not be worried about your data getting into the hands of someone else. This is what we are doing at KatharOS, and this is the standards that we are adhering to. Thank you.